Hello, welcome to the Dude's News Report. Today's date is March 16th, 1769. There's some important information in news today, from what we can hear. Let's take it away to Seth in Great Britain.
Thank you, Cooper. It seems here down in Britain, we have an industrial revolution on our hands. Great Britain is the perfect place for this to happen. They have a great government helping them that cares about their economy. They set up the SBA. They help with small businesses get started. They give them loans, help the companies grow. Merchants also have a capital, which is known as money to invest in companies. They can also try to help. They also have the natural resources needed here. They have coal that they can be used for steamships, factories, powers, everything. And they also have the universities. These universities produce engineers and scientists that are building great things we never thought we could have. Sending it back to you, Cooper.
Great point, Seth. Thank you for that. Next point, King Turnip came up with a great new idea. King Turnip says that if we mix manure with our soil, it turns into more rich soil for our crops to grow in. Seth has a person to interview now. Seth, headed your way.
Thank you for that, Cooper. But today I'm here with the man, King Turnip himself, and we all have a good question for you. How did you figure out about this, and why are your crops growing so well?
Well, I realized that my crops were not really working to the best ability. They kind of tasted different. So I took initiative, and I wanted to make my own fertilizer to fertilize my crops. So I picked up some soil, and then I mixed some manure with it. It helps freshen up my crops, make it taste better. Yeah. Thank you for that, Seth. Man, King Turnip, what an invention. This is going to be the most groundbreaking invention for the next couple hundred years. Next up, we have the crop rotation. Now headed to Farmer Billy Bob Joe to introduce that. I'm here with Billy Bob Joe, and I heard he created something called the crop rotation. So tell me more about that.
Yes, I did, Cooper. The crop rotation is this thing I created because last year my crops, they just weren't getting the job done. The soil just looked so unhealthy. Crops so little. I couldn't barely produce for my family, and as a father, I felt like I failed. So this year I decided to try something new. I decided, what if I rotate my crops around if I rotate my crops around, will the crops grow bigger and better? And they did. I made sure I could leave an empty spot on the farm though, because when you leave an empty spot, it allows the soil and all the nutrients to build back up, because as you know, with our bodies, as you build them up and use them a lot, they get tired. So sometimes they need rest.
Thank you, Billy Bob Joe. Man, that was awesome. Now next on to what it seems we have here is the putting out system. On to you, Seth.
A group of women, including me, all participate in the putting out system. The putting out system is when my company's farmers shear the sheep and set it on our porch for someone to pick it up. It gets picked up and turned into a bale of wool. The bale of wool gets put onto the spinning wheel and turned into cloth. Next, we put the cloth into dye to change the color. Lastly, we ship the clothes to put into shelves.
Thank you, Cameron. This was such an inspirational story, and it's such a great way to make some cash on the side. Next up, we have our factories are powered by rivers because they are powered by the hydro with the water wheel. This water wheel will spin the drive shafts in the factory. Travel was made easier because of steam engines. James Watt and T. Newcomb created these steam engines. How these would work is you would burn coal, which then created steam. The steam would push the pistons up and down and cause the engine to rotate, therefore rotating your wheels or whatever you need to rotate. The steam engines really helped transport goods way faster and better, and this really boosted the economy. Thank you for that. Now, let's take this moment for a quick ad break.
Hi, my name's Jethro Toole, and I invented the seed drill. As you see here, this is my seed drill. and this is going to make harvesting easier. So basically what it does, as you move along, it will plant seeds every 12 inches to spread around the crops and make them grow evenly, make them more malnourished, and make them just better for your seasons, your crop seasons.
We've noticed a big population explosion. We have a mother that would like to talk about why she thinks that the population has been increasing.
Thank you, Keefe. Lately, me and my friends have had no problem with our babies dying. My husband's crops have been growing and we have been eating so good. I think all of us eating a good amount of food is helping our babies grow and develop. Fun fact, over the last 30 years, the population has gone from 4 million to 15 million.
Thank you for your input, Suzanne. Now, on to this boy that would like to talk about his story of him working in the factories.
It is very hard to work in these factories. There is a bunch of kids ages 13 to 21 working over 12 hours a day with very little pay. These factories are very hot, loud, and dangerous, and I know many people that have got their hair yanked out, fingers cut off, just everything. I work on the spinning jenny. The spinning jenny spins the cloth into spools of yarn.